Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations unto the elect of the nation of Israel. Start off with the 144,000, which would be the ruling governing body in the kingdom of heaven, right? You also have a lot of the elect here in America, a large multitude of believers. A lot of the 1/3, which would be men, women, and children, that will be saved. 2/3 of our people will be destroyed here in America, which is Babylon. You also have the rebels that are scattered abroad in different countries that will be destroyed. You have the elect that is scattered abroad that will be saved as well. Of you Israelites, you 12 tribes, of who the world willingly and ignorantly calls so-called black, Hispanic, Native American, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Jamaican, Haitians, Guatemala, Panamanians, Cubans. Right? We are the Israelites, contrary to what the world wants to believe and chooses to believe. We are the Lord's people, and the Lord is making up his people in these latter days, making us one nation again. I'm your brother Yeremia can make y'all with a quick lesson. As y'all can see, I have this little video from World Star Hip Hop. Now it's going viral the last couple of days. And I've seen this video before. Now I don't know if I made a video on this particular video. But as y'all can see, hey, we at the end, man. You know, everything is being put out there. Matter of fact, let me start out with that scripture. You know, everything is coming to the light. You know, everything, you know, has pretty much run its course. You know, so we're in a time to where Esau is going to, you know, bring his sword out, man, and, you know, come for the holy children, man, the Israelites, you know. Because he know that he got a short time. This is Luke, I believe it's Luke 12:2. It says, "For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known." These words are read, right? Which was said by our Lord Yahushai, who the world calls Jesus. You know, and it's a great example of that. Who would have thought, you know, that so-called UFOs were driven by so-called black men, right? But when the prophets have been telling you that, starting with the elders, apostles, and great millstone, they've been telling you these things, but nobody's going to believe it. You know, it's going to take for you to hear a damn Edomite or somebody that has a certificate in whatever science for you to believe it. You know, but this is the, you know, this is one thing that's the truth that Esau has said. You know, this is a damn Edomite on the damn screen. You know, this is true. You know, they're not aliens, but, you know, hey, they are angels. That's who's in those ships, man. You know, the angels of the Lord. You know, they look like us. They are angelic brothers. You know, Lord willing, we're going to join them soon, get those powers, and be in the chariots. You know, and yeah, man, you know, and there's so many videos, so many recordings, sightings. You know, it's undeniable. You know, you can't say it's not true. You can't say they don't exist. It's actually, I think, what was it, 2020? I think it was 2021 or 2022 when I remember doing a video on it. I was either one of those years, 2021, 2022, where Esau, they came out and told the world that these things was real. You know, not things, but the chariots was real. They told the world that because they couldn't hide it. You know, and this is how we gonna get saved up out of America, Babylon, and Greek, right? Because this is where the majority of the Israelites are. This is Wisdom of Solomon, right? Chapter 5. And verse 1, it says, I'm going to start at verse 2. It says, "When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and they shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation." That's a strange thing to get beamed up into a vehicle that is not of this world, right? Because they don't have power to replicate that. They can try to all they want. They got the Project Blue Beam to where they could basically project things into the sky and make it look hella real, and people believe it, and they put it on the TV. You know, I'm speaking as a man. I think Esau could very well pull something like that off. You know, I could see it, but you know, hey, that remains to be seen. But You know, but it says so far beyond all they had looked for, right? Because when people actually find out, you know, what the chariots are, when the world really finds out and they see that, when Yahushua returns, you know, whoever's still alive, hey, it's gonna be something that they didn't expect. You know, because this is true what he said. They do look like so-called African Americans. So they are angelic brothers, man. They're the angels of the Lord. You know, and you got to remember their appearance. If you know, looking like dark skinned men, the Most High Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, you know, they're dark skinned entities. So it's only right that the angels are going to look the same. You know. So the world is not going to expect this. They've been told the complete opposite. They've been told that they big-headed green men, right? And they've been told they're going to hurt the earth. Which, well, that is true. They are here to hurt the earth, but they're also here to save the earth too. That, you know, when I say save the elect of Israel, right? The majority of you people are fucked, so they are here to destroy and hurt you people, not the earth, but you know, you people out here. Let me read verse 3. It says, and they repenting and groaning. So they're going to be, you know, sorrowful. They're going to be, you know, regretting all the things they have said. For anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and proverb reproach. We fools account of his life madness and his end to be without honor. This is going to happen when these heathens, you Edomites, you East Indians, Chinese, when you see so-called black men, so-called Latinos, and Hispanics get beamed up, because these are the people that are looked down upon. We're called minorities in this country, right? And throughout all the world, people hate us, man. You know, they ain't gonna expect to see the angels looking like this and seeing us get beamed up and seeing us saved out of this damn place. They're not gonna expect that. So they're gonna be a lot of them gonna be cursing the Lord out. To be honest, that's what's gonna happen too. You know. I don't know what just happened. But yeah, that's gonna happen. You know, a lot of people gonna be sad, crying, you know, really just shocked and all. They ain't gonna know what to do. A lot of these people gonna drop dead from what they see because they've been lied to their whole life. And in that moment, it's just gonna all happen so fast. That's nothing they're gonna be able to do, right? They didn't expect us to have an end, you know, a good end. They just expected us to just die and that's it, right, and be destroyed. That's how these nations look at us, man. They don't expect us to, you know, get angelic bodies, get the kingdom of heaven. These people don't believe all that. They ain't gonna believe until they see it, right? It says, how is he numbered among the children of Yahweh, and his lot is among the saints? Therefore we have erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness hath not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. And they gonna realize that, man. You know, they gonna realize that all that shit talking they was doing to us, you know, all the times that they treated us like shit, beat us, whipped us, all the shit that they did, they gonna realize it was in vain, right? And they gonna know the judgment that's gonna come to them. But I'm gonna play this video. Salakia, damn ad or a commercial.
So people with dark skin getting off.
Not dark, black.
Black skin.
Really black. Yeah.
Were they tall?
Yes.
Very tall?
Yeah.
How tall? Do you know?
Well, they got out the doorway. I don't know how high that is, but
Well, what?
they say 7 feet would be probably a conservative estimate.
Huge cigar-shaped ship appeared over.
Man, y'all, you see the way he got his hand on his face? He's worried, man. And best believe these elites are in that same mindset. These elites of Esau right now, they know that we know who we Israelites now, man. We know the name of the Lord, you know. And you know, they know that the elect is gonna get spiritual power. They know all these things are coming, man. You best believe they shaking in their boots, man. Best believe.
Over the airport base, these cigar-shaped ships were over over a mile in length. One of them landed on the airport landing strip area. The back of this craft opened up, and several hundred young men with huge, heavy weapons came out of two sides of the ship and formed a protection line around the ship. And the people at that Air Force base, the commander, had a meeting with the individuals that were aboard this ship. And this particular race that landed those ships and that are seen in these huge cigar-shaped ships, they are a black race. They look like African American. They were about 6'4", 6'5", huge weapons. And if you've ever seen a race of people that were conquerors, that had never been conquered, they've got this look about them of arrogance. That's exactly what these extraterrestrials had, and they informed these people at this American Air Force base that not only were they from a militaristic society, but they had controlled a large portion of the galaxy that we live in.
Hey, y'all seen it, man. Now you gonna have some Edomites or even Jakes. You got Jakes don't believe. You know that they gonna say that they pushing the agenda. They gonna say
My friend
that.
thinks you're really cute, but she's just shy.
I don't know what that shit is, Salakia. But yeah, you gonna have some damn Edomites, heathens, and Jake say, you know, they just pushing an agenda. He's paid off to say that. They not making that up, man. This is true. Esau, at least they know that we the Israelites. They know that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob exists. They know that YASHAMIAHLA is coming back for their ass, man. They know that to destroy them. They know, these elites know that, man. Right? Why do you think they hid this truth from us so damn long? Because they knew the power in it, and they knew that once we get the name, and once we call upon the name and start doing what the Lord tells us to do, then we gonna get up out of here, and they shit's gonna get destroyed. They know that, right? They know that, man. Let me go to Revelations 1. In verse 7, it says, "Behold, he cometh with clouds," talking about chariots, right? Because the chariots, who the world calls UFOs, they cloak themselves in the clouds. They make themselves to look like clouds, right? And every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, right? The people who actually pierced Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus, back then on the cross, they here today. There's a thing called reincarnation, regeneration. It's a real thing. Everybody's been here before. And all the kindreds of the earth show well because of him. Even so, amen. And that's why these elites, they're preparing, man. Donald Trump, he got a space program. I forgot. That was announced like I think a year ago or so. And you got that famous video, I believe, of Ronald Reagan talking about if there is a unidentified alien threat against the earth, we gotta all come together and fight them. What you think they talking about? They not talking about no damn aliens, man. They talking about the Messiah, man. But like I said, everything that you've been taught in Christianity and all these other religions, it ain't gonna prepare you, right, for what's coming. You know, when it do happen, you gonna be ass out, right? Because you gonna be scared, right? You gonna know that your time is there. These heathens, man, they gonna know that it's over for them when Yahushua returns. You gonna see it. You gonna see the death of your own people. You gonna die yourself. A lot of y'all are gonna go to captivity, right? And Esau has been talking about this interstellar object that's 7 miles wide and stuff. They talking about the chariots, man, in space that's traveling. It's going super fast. What else are they talking about? They talking about the chariots of Yahweh, man. And in 2nd Esdras it talks about that. 2nd Esdras 13. Right, the prophet Esdras, he seen a big mountain flying up in the air. What you think he's talking about? Right? He's talking about a chariot. Let's go to it. 2nd Esdras 13 and verse 6, it says, "But I beheld, and lo, he looked. He had created himself a great mountain and flew up upon it." A mountain can't fly. That's talking about a chariot. Right? The Bible speaks in code. It's talking about a so-called UFO. UAPs, that's what Esau calls them. Right? You know, but it says, but I would have seen the region or place where out the hill was graven, but I could not. So it was so big he couldn't even see where it ended at. Right? There's satellite images of these chariots being bigger than the earth, you know, passing by the earth, being as big as football fields. These are not aliens, man. They're angels. Go to I ain't gonna go to it, but go to the book of Ezekiel, I believe. It's the 4th chapter or the 3rd chapter where it talks about the will within the will. That's what they're talking about. It's talking about the angels. Right? But the narrative that Esau has spun, you know, for ages, hey, it's being debunked right now, man. That's why they're going to have to come down with this sword, man. They don't have the control of the narrative of the world no more, man. The Israelites are on the scene. The real man of the Lord, the prophets, you know, the elders, apostles, the great millstone, and the men on down. And they got to tell the truth to a certain extent. You know, there's too much proof, too much evidence out right now. And, you know, this is the end of your world, Esau. So there's nothing you can do. You can come for us, do it. You know, stop playing. You know, let me type in interstellar object. Interstellar object. Let me see. Yep, it says new telescope captures interstellar comet. Anytime they call it a comet. But yeah, this is the narrative Esau is gonna play. He ain't gonna tell the truth as far as the thing of angels. They're not gonna say that, you know. But like I said, they don't have no choice, right? They know that their time is short, so you know they're gonna spin the narrative, make it even worse, even though it's already revealed of what it is to the elect. We know, you know. But the princes of this world, they don't have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The scriptures say the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Yahweh, right? You know, these scientists, these damn philosophers, these physicists, all these people that are supposed to be profound in knowledge, they don't have the understanding of what's going on, right? They'll tell you on one hand they know, but then they'll tell you that they don't know. Now the prophets, we know. So hey, you know. All this video was edifying, man. Hey, it's the end of Esau's world. It's about to be the beginning of Jacob's, man. We in that time, man. We live in any day now, day by day. You know, it's only a matter of time. You know, so I hope this video was edifying to the elect. I want to close out, right? Keep the faith, stay strong, pray for more wisdom, knowledge, and faith, right? Because we gonna need it, right? All the narratives and bullshit Esau's pushing and continuing to push it, and hey, we gonna need it, man. Right, but this is a sign of our salvation. The scriptures say, look up for our salvation, John 9, Romans 13 and 11. So, you know, brother, stay strong, man. We almost up out of here. I will give all honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone. Till next time, I want to say, Baba Ball, Shalom.